He's definitely back to his old self. Now he is signed, sealed, delivered to the Asphal team in Moto3.
Okay, so Brian Uriarte leads, a lap and a half remaining.
5 right marks on Ramadipala's leathers there, but Danish, after an initial sluggish start next year.
Absolutely. All ex-rookies in that squad.
In the lead group, only 3 will end up on the podium. 1 winner. This is it. The final. He's in the groove again. 8th position, trying to make his way up to 7th. Gonzalez trying to make a move on Brian.
And it's great to see Marco Morelli joining him.
Yes, it will be with a whole garden. Lap of Rookies Cup 2025 on its way. The champion leads them. And Uriarte into first again, but not quite.
Yeah, superb, nice line from Brian Uriarte.
And Alonso as well next year, but 2. So absolutely brilliant stuff. Over the line, but who will sign off in P1?
Put your money down. Come on, Matt.
It's going to be.
So they're hanging on to the advantage.
Morelli's made his way up into 3rd as well, ahead of Pratama. So this would be. It's all starting to bunch up a little bit now, Peter. Everyone else is catching up. Tinez. Veda Pratama.
No, Brian has got it. Brian has got it.
The case where Uriarte does take the championship today.
Yeah, indeed. And
he's actually set the fastest lap of the race. He's 16th for number 77, Venezuelan. A 1:45.
I'm gonna put the money on Morelli.
Oh,
Morelli.
He just linked 3 riders nearly.
Because Veda knows that, so he's going to be he must be worried about the 2 Spaniards getting ahead now.
5.0. So is Brian Uriarte pulling the pin, or is he bunching it up to try and push Veda back?
Right, so the last lap, up the inside comes Veda Pratama, pushing Marco Morelli back to 4th place. So they could make a break on Morelli and make it very difficult for them. We'll see what happens.
Much as possible. What do you reckon?
Well, it's sensational, isn't it? You say Tinez is the fastest guy on the track. His best result. Mitani has yet to show his hand. Brian Uriarte leads from David Gonzalez.
How good through Curvone, here we go, on board with the Indonesian. Not quite as he tries to make a move through.
Here is a couple of 12th places, so, but he's quick. I mean, it shows how competitive.
But it is their run onto this little short straight down here, down to turn 8. Big overtaking opportunity coming up. David Gonzalez. Morelli there. That is one of the bravest places to do it on the calendar. And look at that! Oh.
Rookies Cup racing is and how close it is. It was something that Danny Revolta, the rider coach, was pointing out to me, Peter. He said it's
going to go for it. Veda needs the slipstream to try and catch him back up.
But Brian Uriarte has it. Up the inside comes.
Oh, wow, but it's such a pleasure to watch Veda Pratama ride him. Morelli quite straight. But
it's so close this year that even the guys at the back of the field and the girl at the back of the David Gonzalez, but he can't do it. No, Brian is too good around the outside. Ramadipala has a track limits warning.
And racket him. Tries to stand him up in the middle of the corner as well. Absolutely brilliant.
Rubbing paint off each other. They're still doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been closer and more competitive. Rookie Morelli still looking up the inside there. Brian's eking out a bit of an advantage. It's all going to come down to the back straight.
And yet they're not slowed down at all, are they? Because they didn't lose ground to Uriarte and in those
Cup. And then it shows when they do go into Moto3 how strong they are instantly. Massimo Quiles, Peter.
Yeah, and what kind of drive they have onto the back straight. It's Veda Pratama again. He's in that battle.
Well, then just behind them you've got Pugliese. Mitani, who started from another bit of an enigma, but wins pole positions, podiums in his very first year, even when he started.
Why he hasn't got that drive? It's Brian Uriarte with a slipstream of David Gonzalez and
4th on the grid. He's in 6th, just ahead of Danish now in 7th, who's dispatched Ramadipala. We see started a couple of races late because he was too young.
Too young, that's right. And it's great to see Max there, isn't it? And touchwood, Veda's got to catch up because he hadn't got the drive out onto the back straight.
The question is, Pete, fastest laps of the race, the fastest rider on track of the race so far, Hakim Danish.
He has been that overly wild stuff bit that he showed a couple of times.
Is it going to be Larry Lunge, Uriarte to the win, or is it going to be Dive Bomb David in 2nd place? That's what.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. He knows what he's got to do. So even Danish, he went into the race, as I said, saying times in Rookies Cup, seems to have gone now, and he's on the edge. He pushes
character now, isn't he?
And Brian Uriarte shows Brian Urati has the advantage, but he's got to hold off David Gonzalez. The bike was only 80% sorted. He's riding around any kind of problems that he's got at the moment, but he seems to know where the limit is.
Of course, he did literally crash out of third position in the championships here last
time. It's not! No, it's Brian! It's Brian again, and he's got it. He won't be passed through the line. Fastest man on track.
The other 20% has got to come from him, and that other 20% came from Marco Morelli there here and knocked himself out, ended up in the medical centre, for goodness sake. Like, he was a wild child by the time he...
Last corners, and he's going to pick up the record number of victories. Veda Pratama is
He pushes Pratama out wide as they flick it right, then left onto the little finished rookie's cut.
That's right. He's a great kid now. He's a great racer. Fast there in third place, but it's up the inside comes David Gonzalez.
Come on, David! Go on, have some of that.
Brian's going to get the drive.
Straight here from turn 6, Uriarte over the curbs, having to jump back onto the just lap of the race then. Carter Thompson, 144.8. They get quicker and quicker and quicker.
They've got to watch that.
In towards turn 3 they come then. 50 track. He's really drilling the pace, isn't he, Peter? But he's got a lot of riders able to come with him.
Yeah.
Quicker. We are looking at Dinesh, who's now in 7th place still. He's got Zenmibor lead 51, 70, 95, 11, 34 of Mitani, 6th place. 6th.
And David Gonzalez, you know, he had a fall yesterday. He said he was going for pole. He just pushed and pushed and pushed until he pushed too hard.
Mitani's still ahead of him, but looking a bit more strong. Sorry, he's in 6th place now. He's got Puna Palm, 7th. Great stop from him. Can't push him up from 8th place to 7th.
And slid off, but he said, I'm okay, the bike's okay, you know, I'm going to do it in the race. And
yeah, he's behind him.
So we're coming up to half distance here. Nobody has shown any kind of real advantage.
As he's also overtaken Singapore now as well. Dinesh not making the progress that he needs to be.
He's chasing Brian Uriarte very strongly now.
Morelli just really wants to make another move back.
Brian Uriarte has been the most consistent front runner, but there's a few others had to go, and I would think the next...
Making at this stage of the season.
Right, and Danny Revolta was saying that it's one of the cases
of Pratama and get through again. He clearly thinks he's got better pace, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yes. Sap's man who is going to have a go is Marco Morelli. He pulls alongside. No, he's not. To make haste slowly round here with these stop-and-go corners. You can't go in. The temptation is to rush in late. Absolutely. And, you know, as I say, Marco is capable of anything, anytime, any weekend. His head is going to do it here, but I think that Marco could well have a look anytime soon.
And of course, with this
late on the brakes, get it stopped, then turn, and he says you just screw yourself up completely. You cannot get out. Just got to be in it, and it's in it at the moment.
I think you've described him right. He is an enigma, isn't he? He's being at the final races of the season. If you do miss rookie's car uncontrollably, I
love the corner well. Watch a rider like Brian Uriarte who knows what he's doing. He's a little bit slower into the corner, but much
one of those riders you just think on his given day, fastest in the race, no